Right, let's jump straight into this explainer. There's a really powerful truth we've all got to acknowledge up front. Every single new blessing in your life is actually a profound test of your discipline. Because when things finally start going your way, it is incredibly easy to stumble. So today, we're going to walk through the 5 critical mistakes you absolutely need to avoid when your life starts changing for the better.
So here is our survival guide for personal growth. We're looking at 5 key areas. First, what happens when your life starts changing. Then, why you need to stop helping everyone so fast. Moving in complete silence, never getting too comfortable, and finally, remembering your true foundations. Let's get right into it. Part 1. When your life starts changing. We are starting right at the beginning, that exact moment you realize you're leveling up and everything around you starts to shift. Look, every blessing comes with a test. It's a test of your heart, your wisdom, and your discipline. Life might be lifting you up right now, but you've got to be equipped to handle that new altitude without falling back into your old traps. It's really a test of how you carry that new grace. Do you have the wisdom to manage it, or are you going to let it slip right through your fingers? Now, this brings us to empathic sensitivity. This is basically feeling deeply and analyzing constantly. It's a beautiful trait, right? But it's exactly why kind, sensitive people often struggle the most. If you have this, you overanalyze everything. And while being good-hearted is great, it makes you incredibly vulnerable to giving way too much of your newly found energy to all the wrong places. Which leads us perfectly into part 2. Stop helping everyone so fast. It's a tough pill to swallow, but you have to stop being careless with your kindness.
Here is exactly why kind hearts get broken. Notice how people suddenly flock to you like ants to sugar when you start doing well? Well, good people tend to assume everyone else has the same pure intentions. We literally paint red flags white just to keep people in our lives. We overgive before trust is even built just to keep the peace. And if you have poor boundaries, let me tell you, broken souls will drain your new success dry. I absolutely love this vivid analogy. Imagine getting bitten by a snake, and instead of treating the wound, you actually chase the snake to ask why it bit you. When someone takes advantage of your new status, do you demand explanations? Do you try to argue with the snake? No, you've been poisoned. You have to focus on saving yourself instead of seeking closure from toxic people. Because here's the absolute truth. You do not need an explanation to heal. You just need acceptance, distance, and the strength to walk away. Protecting your peace starts the exact moment you stop chasing that snake and actually look down at your own wounds. You don't need an apology to move forward. You just need to walk away before the venom takes hold. All right, part 3, move in complete silence. Honestly, you've got to learn to just zip your lips when good things happen to you. Have you ever noticed this? Why do absolute idiots always have something negative to say about your progress? It's a really harsh reality. But the moment you start broadcasting your blessings, you attract hollow cheers, fake smiles, and the really loud projections of empty lives. People who are standing entirely still just love to judge the journey of someone who's actually moving forward. Just look at the stark contrast here between living for approval versus moving in silence. If you live for approval, you literally can't win. If you dress well, you're showing off. If you stay quiet, you're weak. No matter what you do, someone's going to criticize it. Moving in silence means keeping your promotions, your new purchases, and your wins quiet. Your life is not a performance for their entertainment. And as this quote says so perfectly, if they cannot see your value without you begging for it, do not hand them glasses, show them the door. Moving in silence heavily applies to your relationships too. Stop trying to convince people of your worth. Let people lose you. Sometimes you're standing there crying over someone who is actually holding you back. Sometimes, the trash just takes itself out. Moving on to part 4, never get too comfortable. We need to talk about the internal dangers of success, specifically what happens when you hit a goal and then just stop pushing. Comfort is literally where potential goes to die. Take a look at these 6 habits you absolutely must kill to succeed. Whether it's procrastination, laziness, or just chasing fleeting distractions, a disciplined person has to be driven by purpose, not pleasure. The very second you stop growing, you've already started climbing. And that complacency, it bleeds right into your physical environment. You simply cannot sustain an elevated life in a toxic space. So here are 4 things you need to remove from your home right now: constant arguments, complaining, laziness, and straight-up clutter. A divided home is already defeated. Order attracts peace, and peace attracts blessings. Comfort and complacency will absolutely destroy romance too. People want that deep, slow build 90s love in 2026, but they lack the discipline to actually build it. They treat dating like scrolling through an online store for instant validation. But real love? That requires disciplined effort to build a safe, loyal, and consistent partnership without just chasing the thrill of the chaos.
So, what is the real reason a partner will chase you only to suddenly pull away? As you elevate your life and refuse to settle for half hearted connections, you might experience this firsthand. It's super important to understand why others retreat from your new standard. Well, here is why they pull away. And hint, it has absolutely nothing to do with your value. They might have just loved the ego boost of the chase, or they got what they wanted and lost urgency. Maybe they're intimidated by your new confidence, or they're just emotionally unavailable. They simply lack the capacity to meet the high standards of a person whose life has changed for the better. Which brings us to our final section, Part 5, Remember Your True Foundations. Let's look at how to anchor yourself so that when those blessings do multiply, you don't lose your soul in the process. Take a look at this breakdown. Mindset and character, skills and knowledge, faith and gratitude. These are the things no one can ever take away from you. Money comes and goes, right? But your resilience, your mastered skills, your daily gratitude, these form the ultimate, unshakable foundation of your elevated life. You've got to work on these constantly, because these are the true pillars of lasting success. A person who really knows their worth doesn't move from a place of insecurity, they move from conviction. They stand firm with the people who prayed for them way before the success ever arrived. Honor your parents, stay grounded in your faith, and for sure, only choose partners who bring calm to your life, not chaos. People marry for peace, not pain. I want you to really hear this quote. Forgiveness does not mean re-entry. I am canceling the debt, but I am done collecting. Wow. As you establish these strong foundations, you have to accept that the old version of some people you once loved is just gone. You can forgive them, you can cancel their emotional debt to you, but you absolutely cannot bring them into your new chapter. This right here is the ultimate mindset shift. There is no bad blood. The bridge isn't burned. It is just closed. You don't need some big dramatic fallout. You are simply closing the bridge to your past quietly, peacefully, and with absolute finality. You are just choosing to stop walking down paths that lead nowhere. So now that you know the specific mistakes to avoid, are you ready to stop painting red flags white and finally build the empire you actually deserve? I'm going to leave you with that thought today. Stop making excuses for the things that drain you. Protect your peace, hold those new boundaries firmly, and fully embrace the extraordinary life that is waiting for you. Thanks for hanging out and walking through this explainer.